everybody, my name is Mars. You can call me MG if you'd like. Today I have for you my May TBR. First, some disclaimers. You may notice a new background. That is because I have moved apartments, and as I wait for this car to go by, the office in this new apartment is in fact in the front of the house near the road, and I don't think I live on a busy road now, but it definitely sees some use. I don't know how well the audio is coming through on your end, but I can very clearly hear whenever a car goes past. Of course, as soon as I started filming, they all decided to go by, but what I wanted to say is I will try and do my best to film around cars going by, but I don't really have a guarantee on how well I'll be able to do that, especially for the next couple of weeks, so you'll just have to bear with me while I learn the natural rhythms of the area and when the best times to film would be. I also apologize if the audio sounds a little echoey. We don't have this room fully set up yet, so it is quite empty, and it sounds echoey to me, hopefully not for you though. Without further ado though, let's get into my TBR for the month. So first up, we have my 25 in 2025, so I pick 2 books from this list that I will be prioritizing in the month, and I do that with my little jar here, so we're gonna give it a nice shake. I swear it was not this busy on the road like literally 15 minutes ago, and then as soon as I sat down to film, everyone wants to drive by. But we're just going to make do with what we have. So we have our first slip of paper, and ooh, my jar almost fell off my chair. It is, ooh, An Ember in the Ashes. So I actually reread the first book in April, so you can actually see it right there. That's perfect that I can now continue out the series and read book 2, which I believe is called A Torch Against the Night. That's exciting that I get to continue on so quickly. So, pulling the second priority, go with this paper. We have, ooh, Anatomy, a Love Story. This is one of my dark academia books that I want to read, and I'm so excited because this is historical, and I love a historical setting, so that is very exciting. Next are 2 book clubs that I'm in. The Nostalgia Train book club, we are actually skipping the month of May. I believe there's like a side conversation going on about Sunrise on the Reaping because the Hunger Games trilogy was a past pick for the book club, but we don't have an actual pick for the month, so that's fun. I get a little free pass, and I get to worry about something a little bit less. For the Bujo Buddies book club, we'll be reading Dungeons and Drama. I don't remember who this is by, but I will of course put the cover up for you. This is a, I believe, YA romance, and it heavily features Dungeons and Dragons, which is something I personally love. So I am excited to read this, even though contemporary romance isn't my favorite genre. I'm still looking forward to picking this up. And for the third and final way that I pick my TBR for the month, we have my TBR game, which is the Adventurers Tarot. So I will pull 5 cards from here, and they each have a prompt associated with them, and then I'll pick a book for the prompt. I almost forgot. I always split the deck to show you that I'm not cheating. Sure, we'll go here. I'm not putting specific cards on top. It truly is random. Let's see what they are. We have the Familiar. We have the 3 of Adversaries. Right now these cars are my adversaries. I don't know why. They all want to drive down my street right now. We have, ooh, the Warlock. The penultimate card is the Ally. And finally, we have the Fiend. Okay, a nice selection. I will now take a look at my prompt list and find books that fit the prompt and come back and tell you all about them. Okay, friends, I took a lot longer to find these books than I thought it would take, and the cars are also driving by like maniacs. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to power through this. Apologies if it's annoying to have the cars, but I'm tired of thinking about these books. As excited as I am to read them, I need to be done filming this video, so we're just gonna talk about them. So the first card that I pulled was the Familiar, and the two prompt options for this are either a book that has an animal companion or a pet pick. Both of my cats are currently sleeping, and I did not want to bother them, so I went for an animal companion, and I did fudge this a little bit. I am going to be reading Dandadan, or Dondadan, not entirely sure how to pronounce it. I'm gonna try and read the first 4 volumes, but only the first one is technically on this official TBR. I loved the anime. I thought it was so, so, so good. And the first 4 volumes are what is encapsulated in the first season of the anime that I've seen. So I don't want to like read ahead of what I've seen. I just want to read that first bit. And I'm considering Turbo Granny to be an animal companion. I'm not gonna say why, because that would spoil things if you haven't seen it, but like, genuinely, Dandadan, Dandadan, whichever, one of my favorite anime that I've ever seen. Highly recommend. Who is speeding down the road? So unnecessary. That is my first official TBR book. Well, from the TBR game. Obviously, I already have other TBR books that you've seen already this video. Anyway, then I pulled the Three of Adversaries, and the prompt for this is a book that has a 3 something on Goodreads, so 3.0 to 3.9, and I am going with Anatomy, a Love Story, since I'll already be reading it, and it has a 3.84. That sounded like a big truck. I don't know what that was. But it's very convenient that a book already on my list fits the prompt. Then we have The Warlock, and the options for this are either a poll pick or a book that has personally been recommended to me, and I'm going with the latter because a year and a half ago at this point, my dear friend Violet recommended me 10 books as like a Christmas gift. She made this cute little graphic and gave a little paragraph as to why she thinks I would like those books, and I have been very bad at reading them. I think I've read maybe 5 of them now, which is half. Not as many as I should have read by this point. But the book I'll be going with is Middle Game by Seanan McGuire, and this is one that I have had my eye on for a while, but I've kind of been hesitant to pick up just because of some of the reviews I've seen of it, and mostly reviews I've seen of the sequels. And like, if I read the first book in a series, I'm gonna want to continue on, so that's why I've been not quite ready to pick it up, but it fits the prompt, so I'm finally gonna do it this month. Then I had The Ally, and there were 2 prompt options for this as well, either a book written by an author tuber or a self-published book. And I'm gonna go with a self-published book because I actually have had one on my TBR for quite a while. I got it out of a little free library, and I just need to finally get on it. And that book is Colorblind by Sierra Mailey. This is a contemporary-ish book. It's got like a speculative twist where the main character can see how old people will be when they're going to pass away. And I believe she's a teenager. And yeah, this is also queer. The main character is sapphic in some way. I'm not sure if she's a lesbian or bisexual. I don't know. But she meets this girl and kind of falls in love with her a little bit, except that girl's number is 16. So I've got a feeling this is going to make me very, very sad, but I want to read it anyway. Then the final card that I pulled was The Fiend, and the prompt for this is quite simply a standalone. So I'm gonna go with Chlorine by Jade Song. This is a horror novel that I've had my eye on for quite a while now. I've been wanting to read it, I think, since last summer when I first heard about it, and I'm finally going to do it. I already have the library book on the way to me, so I'm very excited to be picking that up. So a lot of the books on my TBR are ones that I don't own, and while some of them I will be reading from the library physically, a good chunk I'll be reading digitally, and either way, I don't have those copies with me right now, so this is my stack to show you guys. Out of all of the books from my TBR, this is the only one that I own. Listen, man, I'm supporting my library. I'm not gonna be mad about that. But yeah, I guess I can't really do a recap because I'm not gonna be putting all of those books back on the screen. Editing me does not want to do that. But yeah, just imagine a lot more books piled on top of this one. That is all for me today. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel for more content, and that way I will see you guys in the next one. Bye everyone.